Hey everybody, it's Charlie. This is going to be my Cloak and Dagger video. I know there's lots of questions about where this falls relative to the finger snap, so I'll try to explain that. Jeff Loeb from Marvel has explained where pretty much all the TV series basically said that the snapshot is happening after all these TV series.
With all 6 stones, I could simply snap my fingers. They would all cease to exist.
Tony.
Untouched period in the Marvel universe because you have Captain Marvel stuff happening in the 90s, you have Ant-Man and the Wasp stuff that was happening back during the 80s. But the big thing they want to let you know is that they're just completely messed up, and I think, part of the idea is make each other better. So in the way that opposites attract, like they had a really big twist at the end of episode 2, like they keep finding each other through really weird circumstances. But really, they spend the first 2 episodes just sort of setting the scene, letting you know what's going on with the characters, what their dance. We have Roxxon Corporation, and then we have the origin of their powers. So they have changed a couple things from the comics. But if it wasn't clear, this is all happening in New Orleans. So it's basically a new area of the Marvel Universe that we haven't really seen on a TV series before. So it's a little easier, but right before the snapshot. The way they open with the ballet, though, that is a comic book thing. Like being a ballet dancer is a big part of Tandy Bowen's origin story in the comics before she got her power in itself. Like, hey, wait a minute, that kind of looks like the thing from Agent Carter, which is basically what they're doing. So way back in the 40s during Agent Carter, the Roxxon Corporation was experimenting. They found the Dark Force by accident. The way that Tyrone talks about the Dark Force can purify people of poisons and toxins. So for Tyrone, that becomes a psychological thing, but it's also a literal thing too. Like if you're literally poisoned, she can help heal you. Pretty much a parade of WTFs through the first couple of episodes though. Like they just want to let it seems like she found at that rich dude's house. They also do a good job of letting you know that they've both been screwed over by their circumstances. In Tyrone's case, it's the police cover-up and this literal bad person that seems like he's a vice cop who has a mysterious uncle who owed her and her mom after her father's death. And it becomes this big analogy for the Exxon Valdez big oil spill, like big natural disaster. Let's blame it on the guy that just died. I think they made it pretty clear, though, that the police are probably in bed with Roxxon, or at least in Just for reference, there's supposed to be 10 episodes total. So obviously, because the first 2 have aired, there's going to be 8 more episodes after this. So 8 more weeks of Cloak and Dagger, as far as I know. I don't think there's going to be any breaks in the way that they air these. It does bleed a little bit. But the funny thing about Tyrone's teleporting is that it seems like he needs darkness to teleport. Like he can only teleport when he's running from the man with the scar, when he crawls underneath that black tarp. So if you watched other series like The Gifted, they have to help each other. It's not like they amplify each other's abilities. They've changed the way their backstories and their powers work a little bit in the comics. It used to be that his cloak helped him teleport, but here it's more like a mutant ability where he just gives it off naturally. Gonna throw this bag of coke in his face and run away. The thing you have to remember about Tandy too, because she's not in school so it doesn't date her quite as much, is that she's about the same age as Tyrone. Taking drugs, drinking, all this is happening while she's still in high school. So the actress looks like she's quite a bit older, so it's kind of hard to tell. But they're kind of using Tyrone's high school storyline to anchor that. Oh yeah, these are actually really young kids while this is all going on. But in the comics, and then exits at a different point. But while his powers are active, it also sort of releases the worst nightmares of the people that he's with. So when he's talking to the Reverend about poisoning the man that poisoned him, maybe he should be poisoned like me, pressing it, that you just don't see it on her face, she just pretends like it didn't happen. So like I said, that's where Tandy comes in, she can sort of cleanse him of that darkness, but it literally poisons people. So when he's talking about it, it's not just a metaphor. With this man that killed his brother, and then Tandy dealing with Roxxon with the help of Tyrone, she probably won't be able to do it by herself. They obviously have a couple of seasons of this plan, so they're not going to bring Roxxon tumbling down. They're a $1 billion oil company, so it's not like they're going to go character that seems like she's a relatively good person who will probably find out what's going on with Tandy. Then once she finds out that they're not the bad guys, try to help them out. But for now, Tandy is screw you, I'm out of here. Then bam, karma comes back around as Tyrone, who was trying to kill the man with the scar, accidentally teleports to the road right in front of her, almost shooting her in the face. Karma will bite you in the ass, but that's not really what's going on to snap. Oh my god, I'm getting ready to kill somebody. And the reason why he keeps mysteriously teleporting to Tandy and this man with a scar is because he's thinking about them unconsciously. It seems like they're kind of on a similar timeline, so by the time he figures out how to control his teleporting, so a couple big concepts: the Dark Force dimension, the Dark Dimension, which is a completely different thing. That's Doctor Strange Dormammu, not the same thing as the Dark Force dimension. Then the Dark level. My voice is a little hoarse right now, so it should be better by the time there are more episodes. But what'll happen later today is there was some new Marvel, Avengers, Ant-Man and the Wasp footage that dropped, so I'll do a video for that, but leave all your video requests in the comments below. Click here for brand new Infinity War